I'm so excited to continue playing this. Look at this. Very interesting. I just realized that the blood is blue. Wonder why it's blue. Why is it not red? I'm wondering what the symbolism is here. I don't know. Maybe they are royalty or something? Blood. Blah. Why am I struggling with that? Let's continue, shall we? Okay, so apparently we are going to do a little flashback to the past. Hey, don't doze off now. On me now, this movie is my favorite. You say that to every movie. Because it's true. Look, right now. You saw a woman, a man, a chainsaw. Cool. The same scream that they use in every one of Annie's collection of oddly bloody piece of cinema. That's cool. It's nice. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's lovely to have hobbies. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. At one point, they all melted together. It didn't face you much. The girl next to you huffed grumpily. She wore this ugly sweater that was entirely too big for her. You could have sworn you've seen it on her dad before. If you are bored, we don't have to watch it. Can I be honest? Choose your next words carefully. Excuse me? I'm so bored. Been watching too many of these too long now to give much of a shit. Your expression doesn't say you're bored, but rather that you're feeling that there's something missing in life. I don't know, I'm just like analyzing too much, I guess. You really do hate me. Never thought I'd say it, but I miss school. I could never be that bored. This year is awful. I mean, if you got Mrs. Englad for math and science, I can stand her. Yeah, she had kids wearing it illegal. I can't wait to finish school so we can finally do what we want to do. Only a few more months and I'm out of here. Yeah. Oh god, it's so sad. I can wait to finish school, do what I want to do, be free. Only a few more months, but oh, here we are. On the Joyride to Hell. Haha, that title drop. And what do you want to be when you're all grown up, young lady? I wanna leave this place. Yeah. Oh no. Then what? Where did you go? Don't know. Anywhere you like? Really now? Could I keep you in my suitcase wherever I go? Would you carry me everywhere if I was a worm? In a jar? Inside a suitcase, of course. As long as the hotel's got kebabs and snacks, sure. Careful what you wish for. This movie here might end up giving me some ideas. I wonder what all of you could use the ideas right now, huh? Haha, hilarious. You try your hardest to maintain interest for more 10 minutes, but your eyes keep starting over the clock. It's nearly 9 p.m. Annie must always quickly ignore her curfew. She told you about the occasional fight she had and her dad had, and that, more often than not, Annie would rather be at your place than at home. Typical teenage girl stuff. It didn't delve much deeper than that. Maybe you should... I cannot burden this to you. I'm just like... I'm not burdening this to you, I'm just saying that maybe if... like... the whole situation just dug deeper and it's not being thought as just a... just teenager stuff. Maybe we wouldn't be here, are we? Despite all that, it was your duty as her boyfriend to make sure she got home on time. You nudge your night ward. She ignores you, knowing exactly what you'll say. Let's finish this and then get you home, alright? Can I just stay here? Please. You know you can. But I don't want to go home. What if I fell asleep like this? You wouldn't have the heart to wake me. There's so many subtle sadness behind Annie's words. Subtle wishes, subtle hopes and dreams. You wouldn't have the heart to wake me. Oh yeah, I think you'll be surprised when you wake up face first on the floor. There's also like, it's not directly like, it's less no, it's much more subtle. No, not subtle. More like much more deeper in Oliver's psyche, probably. Because you see how Oliver is someone else. Oliver is probably, and the way that Oliver talks, I just consider Annie as a little sister and everything like that. Oh, sure, why not? Oliver is probably realizing, hey, probably this isn't romantic love at all. Perhaps this is not how I'm supposed to go. I can be free. I don't have to love Annie romantically, do I? I don't have to follow society. Something like that. It's much more deeper, but there's that hint also in the way Oliver talks. You're so mean. Really though, your dad will be upset. And he groaned in annoyance. I don't know when he became so strict, it's so annoying. Annabelle, come home before 9. Annabelle, where were you? Annabelle, who are you meeting me? Annie lowered her octave and put on a mocking tone, slurring out her voice as she did. She was making a terrible, albeit a little funny impression of her dad. Since when he is having a boyfriend a crime, he used to always let me do what I want. Well, you're also older than you used to be. It does not matter. If he wouldn't give you any rules, you just go doing whatever you want. Like wanting to run away with me, you dork. Annie half in response, and while you slowly started to appease her, she still didn't seem to be very happy. Sometimes there was nothing you could do to help her, and it made you feel sort of useless. Yeah, that's an understandable feeling, isn't it? But I don't know, we have to live with that, and it's just sad. Sometimes there's just nothing we can do. I just wish things were the way they used to be. Me too. I'm sure he still loves you. You remember how he got you when you were being bullied? Twisted fucking love. I'll drop you off, okay? Maybe you say hi. No, that's not a good idea. Why not? It could be fun. Maybe he'll borrow us beer game. Let's not. I don't want him to think we are a thing. Don't you think maybe it's time to tell him? Or am I just embarrassing to have as a boyfriend? You're okay, I guess. It's not your fault, Oliver. Now I got it. He doesn't want his daughter to be with someone as responsible as me. What a terrible influence I am. Honey now, Amelia, you sound like Walter. Huh? Haha, no I don't. Whatever, you're so weird. In response to your awkward chuckle, Annie punched your arm and he flinched a little. Luckily she didn't seem to notice and started to get herself ready to leave. You wouldn't stop her before she changed her mind again. Here she'll be fine, right? Yeah, thank you. And he gives you a goodbye hug and disappears out of sight. You wait till you could hear her keys jingle to know she made it inside safely. It took a little longer than usual. Past the hedge, you could make out faint light emanating from the porch. Was someone there? You can make out muffled words from Annie and who you assume to be her dad. Daring a bold peek past the hedge, you see Annie glancing back at you. Don't put your fucking hand away from her. I'll kill you, dude. I'll kill you. You don't know why Annie still keep you a secret from her dad. He knew by now anyway. I wonder why. Nothing bad came of it, so what was she so afraid of? I don't know, perhaps you're staring at the... Maybe you just need to look a little bit to the left and you see the monster behind it all. The monster that makes Annie afraid to talk about it. But there was no need to ponder, your luck would run out soon enough. Annie missed one day of school. Everything changed for her dad. When you got home there she was waiting for you. And Annie. She was struck up into your arm and she told you all about it while all you could think about what was this mood meant for you. You know it had been your fault, the truth at the tip of your tongue then spilled alongside Annie's tear. You had been repressing it for quite some time and now it was back, hitting Annie at full force. From what she had told you, her dad was more angry than angry about it. While the rational part of your brain seriously doubted someone like him would suddenly turn on his daughter as well as her friends, any reaction led you to believe differently. Wait, what did you do? Why is he angry? If you got into trouble with Annie's dad, you'd be hell on earth. Oh, I wish we could get in trouble with her dad. I wish the earth is scorched, and that he will burn, melt his flesh, crackle his bones into nothing. Hell, he could probably somehow get you suspended from school. He's done so with others before. This whole place, this whole community, this school. Demons. He'll put lies in Annie's head about how she didn't want any of this and land you in front of court for some kind of harassment. Maybe he'd add an underage drinking charge on it too, just for the hell of it. And even if nothing happened to you, Annie now had more reason to be away from home than ever. Every day, even when you were not with her, if you were home alone, it awaited you, ripping chunks out of your flesh. The worst of all is that he didn't tell her it was you. And he was completely oblivious you ran your mouth. That only meant he was holding onto his knowledge to use it later. This knowledge. Later, whenever that be. Next time she's out after 9, next time she's clinging onto you at the mall, next time you sit with her at lunch. You find out somehow. He'd be wherever Annie would be, in her words, in her clothes, in the way she carried herself. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. She acted like he was watching, judging her every move, seeking approval from someone not even present. And so you decided for the both of you that it would probably be for the better if you had some space from each other till the situation died down. It wouldn't die down like that. Only that you never told Annie about this plan of yours. The last time Annie would be at your house, she was crying again. Just like your mother was. Your father was screaming and he seriously looked at you as if a stranger walked through the door. You didn't say anything. You just wanted to disappear. And try as you might to shout at the world didn't want to be ignored. I'm sorry for what happened to you, Oliver. You were sitting in the woods next to Annie with her stepfather waiting out his last moments in the trunk of his own car. Most importantly, you need to calm down. The girl you were friends with wasn't gone, she was still in there somewhere. You could get through this. There was always time to make amends later. Your hands rest on Annie's back for comfort, yet she keeps shaking you off and deliberately facing the other way, staring off into the thicket. Fine, be like that. You decided to give her some space, she told you when she was ready. Maybe you could think of something smart to do, but your body's running on pure adrenaline right now. You already skipped dinner yesterday and leaned down a can of beer on an empty stomach earlier. Those weren't exactly the perfect conditions to keep a calm mind, especially not in this situation, isn't it? A few minutes later, Annie was still sulking and you were sick of sitting idly by, so you decided to get up and pick up the bag she disregarded earlier before she would forget about it. This is heavy, what's in here? Maybe rocks? Who knows? You pop up the button to pick inside the saw. A small knife? That shouldn't be really heavy. Sniffling, Annie quickly snatched her bag from you. Tash, I stole it from his stash before I left. Oh, smart. It's enough to last me a good while before I get to think of a way to earn money. You noted how Annie said me instead of us. Oh. It was annoying, quite frankly. Why is it annoying? Last me a good while before... Do you want to be involved in this, Oliver? Because that's nice of you, if you do. I guess. I said I'll help you. Why are you still upset? Because you can never admit when you did something wrong. And because you still have that tone with me. What tone? The one my mom has, the accusing one. Okay then. How about you tell me what really happened? Excuse me? If I help you, I shall be able to trust you right. Tell me what actually happened. I don't want your help if that's what you think of me. You're not really trying to tell me you managed to leave your dad's unconscious body in the trunk all on your own. Believe what you want. Believe what you want. I'm telling the truth. Like you did at school. God, when will you let that go? Sorry, Annie, but Oliver was getting beaten up, right? If I remember correctly. Once you're honest with me, I will. What do you want me to say? That I threaten him with a knife to do as I say or else? What does it change? Nothing. Not much to argue with that. You realize there's no winning this situation no matter how you twist it. If there was any chance of this ending well, you only achieve it by playing nice. You're right, I'm sorry. I believe you. And it's cough. Of course you do. Sarcasm, huh? I do. This is just a lot, Annie. Can you blame me for being nervous? No response. It's a lot you're dumping on me right now, and it's a literal human in the trunk, you know? Let's put aside what happened in the past for now, okay? You're the one that wasn't putting stuff in the past before, but okay. I fucked up, you fucked up. We both fucked up. Can we call it even? Fine. For now. Thank God. Thank God indeed. Oh God, where are you when all of this thing happened? In this town, in this church, in the eyes of the priest that is close to you, Oliver, and you, Annie. So what will we do? Just knock him out and leave him to the animals? That's a bad idea. I think we drive the car with him over some cliff. We're near the ocean. Oh, we are near the ocean. Maybe he just get into an accident in the drown haze. I'm not sure. Just don't leave any marks, fingerprints, probably. You know what? That'll probably be a good idea. For that, we need to pull him up to the driver's seat, though. If we leave him there, we might as well hand ourselves in. Yeah. Even if he still had the head injury. Now, what year is this? You both will probably be fine. What about it? He could have hit his head on some rocks. If they're suspicious with no evidence there, left to guess someone's in the way to attack him or something. That's someone being us. No one knows that. What about your mom? Mom will probably suspect me. She always does. But she's not home this weekend. No one knows nor cares where I am right now. She can prove anything. Once she talks to you about it, what will you say? I'll make something up. As soon as she comes home, they'll start looking for him, though. How long will it take for them to find him? A long, long time, probably. I'm just like saying based on cases, I guess. Especially cases like this if you decide to dump your car down a cliff. And he shrugs nonchalantly. We're pretty far out. But I always investigate the water, so I'm pretty sure someone walking by the shore will notice a car floating in the water as well. No, it probably will drown. The car will sink eventually, you know that, right? It doesn't just float. Okay, yeah, but what if... God, can you stop making it so difficult? I'm difficult? Shouldn't you know how to do this? And we need not to get caught, you know. Huh? You know what I mean, you've been doing your research. Horror movies. And in her eyes. You think? Me watching horror movies makes me a professional killer? Forget it, I'm just making shit up. Now elaborate. Yeah, pretend you didn't say that. Right. I think I know a spot that leads toward the cliff edge here, actually. Huh? From what? Got drunk there once or twice. Oh. With friends, it was a hangout spot. Uh-huh. Really? Friends, huh? Yeah, sure, I believe you. You roll your eyes at her and start heading back to the car. Till you both notice the inevitable, you need to knock him out again. There's no way he'll just go along with you to pulling him to the driver's seat conscious with the way he's already squealing like a pig. If you show your face in front of him again, he might just rip the tape around his wrist and beat your face to pulp. I don't know if he could like you both. Does your dad have anything useful in his car? You know, there shall be a big rock somewhere out here. We just need to knock him out, not kill him. Why do we need to do this now? I'm not driving around with him trashing in there, it's going to drive me mad. I'll look if there's anything of use in the bag. You just keep watch. The backseat was big, but it was crowded with many years' worth of accumulated junk. Old batteries, a bunch of cables, empty bottles and beer cans, an ice scraper, a spare tire, a folded tent, and more. Within the rubble, you could make out a piece of metal. Pulling out, you find it to be a crowbar. Wait, a crowbar? What's her dad got a crowbar in his car for? Actually, you don't want to know. It's a blunt object. It should be fine for giving him a one over the head. You take it out with you before slamming the door shut. Why not rock? Rock can do the same thing. You know, smooth rocks. And he looks at you expectantly. You lift the crowbar up, while her expression remains uneasy knots. You could just give him asphyxiation or something, you know. With that out of the way, your objective was clear. Still, your stomach drops as you grip the cold iron, threatening to slip out of your sweaty hands. Give it to me. I'll do it. You whip your head around to Annie. It was less of a question and more of a demand. You don't have to. I need to. You shouldn't get your hands dirty. She pushes you aside, not taking no for an answer. Not like you wanted to step in truthfully, it was a relief. At least she's finally contributing to the mess she dumped on you. But her demeanor does nothing to ease your worries. She wasn't usually so demanding. The opposite. Your gut feeling is telling you to intervene, to convince her otherwise, to do anything. And yet, you do nothing but observe helplessly as she advances. She opens the trunk and simply looks at him without moving a muscle. He starts flailing around in his restraints, the car rocking with his movements, all while Annie doesn't do anything. So she bows down and rips the tape off his mouth. For a moment, the whole forest keeps quiet. The breathing emanating from the trunk is frantic. Come on, Annabelle. You're not gonna kill me. She looked at him, really studied him. Oh. The face, the look. So this is the person that I've been afraid for so long. This pathetic piece of shit. That's how you feel, Annie? Let's just go home before you do something you'll regret, yeah? Annie tightened her hands around the crowbar, her knuckles turning white. She starts to lift it bit by bit, ready to hit him. But she doesn't. She waits. As if on command, Daniel catches his breath. You don't want to do this, sweetie? You won't find peace with this. I've never known peace with you in my life. Annie kept her voice hard, her resolve was firm. There's always chance to right your wrongs. I've repented. I've changed, Annie. Her dad paced for a second, and you think he can sense your fear, like a shark scoring the water. It was his idea, wasn't it? Oliver's. Your blood runs cold as he mentions you. A shiver creep up your spine as the wind starts to howl. No. Hey, Oliver. I know you're there. You swallow a hard lump in your throat. You stand at the side of the road. Oh, the music. A small, useless kid just watching, too scared to make a noise. Annie pays no mind, keeping her eyes locked on her target. This is the shit I get after being nothing but welcoming to you. To the guy who fucks my daughter. Oh. Gee, you fucking asshole. Hey, help me out here, God. Chef kiss. Sweet dreams. No, so wait, I shouldn't say sweet dreams. Good fuck off. Night, Daniel. With a split second, Annie shifted her grip on the crowbar and swung it down. Then there was a mighty thump as the crowbar smashed against his knee. He let out a howl of pain that quickly turned into an angry groan. You bitch! What the fuck are you doing? Oh, this is such a good thumbnail. I should probably change the first thumbnail a little bit. Let me. Shit, that's hiding me. Yeah, let me do this. Bingo. Don't talk about him. He has nothing to do with this. Why are you protecting him? He used you. Oh, really? Really? I know this is the wood, but maybe you should have a mirror. Like tape into your face or something? In a blink of an eye, any computer crumbles. On. He didn't use me. You did. You ruined my life. You ruined me. I've always taken care of you when your mother was busy whoring around about your dinner. I helped you with school. Me. It was all me. Who helped you when you were getting bullied? Me. It was me, not him. And he holds her breath. You weren't a parent for me. A parent doesn't do what you did. I wasn't always right, but I always loved you. I always wanted what was best for you. No, you don't. You don't care about me. I'm the only one who cares about you. You came crying back to me when he couldn't handle you. It all happened like I said it would. I don't want to hear it. You'll rot in hell where you deserve to go. His sexy breath that escaped his lung in the form of roaring, almost manic laughter. It felt like needle prickles in your ears. He was begging for his life before he was confidently given up on that now. I've made peace with my Lord. He's forgiven my sin. I'm not going to hell. Oh, sweetie. Sweetie. What a... I just kind of want to say that, but you're not a sweetie at all. You're not going to hell. You're going to somewhere else. Hell is too nice to you. Heaven is too nice for you. Somewhere else, where you probably cannot ever feel anything anymore. Just the empty loneliness of the abyss. I know what's waiting for me. But if you kill me, you'll have no one. Shut up. You really think he'll stay with you after this? The guy who doesn't even know what a fucking whore you are? Annie, I can tell you one thing. He's not the only person in the world. He's not the only person in your world. The world is vast. Don't be afraid of him. Don't be afraid that he's gone. He's nothing but a needle in your vein. And clutches the crowbar tied to her body, hunching over herself as she starts screaming at full force. Shut up, shut up, shut up! She hits him. He lets out a long, horrible groan. And again. And again. Oh, this is good. This visual novel, the visuals are so amazing. And again, and again, and again. Look at that, I'm just taking it for thumbnails. Like this is really cool. His scream worsened by the repeating metal thunks reverberating their school. Keep screaming. It's a song to my ears. You want to cover your ears and scream at the top of your lungs, anything to make it stop. But instead you're frozen in place, held by an internal force to watch as the blood splatters on Annie's face. An incredibly loud cracking noise snaps you out of your trance. The screaming has long stopped. Annie's eyes are wide open and her mouth slightly agape, breathing heavily. There's a fury in her eyes. Fury? Yeah, like a rabid animal. She starts to lift the crowbar again. Annie, stop. Stop, okay? Stop, girly plump, it's okay. He rushed at her and roughly pulled her away from him as she continues to thrash around herself. Annie, calm down. That's enough. Stop, please. You yank her away from the scene, and by some masochistic impulse of your subconscious, your eyes can help but dart towards the object of her hatred. One good look at him and your stomach does somersaults. Your eyes are glued on the gruesome sight. He wasn't breathing. He wasn't blinking. What was left of him barely resembled a face at all. Good. I don't want to see his face. His head is smashed open, blood splattered all over his clothes and trunk. If you look hard enough, you think you can even see glimpses of bones peeking out. I think he's unconscious enough, isn't he? You slam the trunk shut and finally your legs give out as you slide down the back of the car. With your hands in your head in your hands, you slowly swallow both your bile and the tears bringing your eyes. You couldn't cry in front of Annie, not now. It's okay to cry, Oliver. Annie, it's also okay to cry. Somewhere you can hear the crowbar clang on the floor. It didn't sound close, everything seems so far away. Annie appears in front of you and presses your hands from your face, looking as with you. Why did you do that? I wonder why, Oliver. We had to remove the tape anyway. That wasn't your question. I wanted to hear what he had to say for himself. Just a little bit of resemblance, a little bit of seeing, both seeing, is this the thing that I've been afraid for my entire life? And also, maybe a little bit of hope for, they could have done something better, I don't know. Like repent or something, apology. But there's nothing. You can hear it falling shut, but it doesn't register in your brain. You sit in silence, breathing shallowly. And he must be waiting for you. You shouldn't let her wait. Before you know, your hands grab the steering wheel and you start to drive, your brain running on autopilot. And he was sitting next to you. That's right, it was Annie. The music is so beautiful. Annie likes sweets, chasing down feral cats to pet them, and most importantly, you. She does love them. She does love them a lot. You all deserve happiness, Annie was cute, innocent, albeit erotic at the times with ideas that were not always realistic. And that is you, Annie. You are not the person that your father makes you be. You're fucking... I don't want to call that thing your father. She was clumsy, outspoken, and laughed easily despite what people said about her. Her mind would wander any given opportunity, getting her in trouble with the teachers when they found out that she wasn't paying attention to their math problem like she was supposed to be doing. It would cause the whole class to laugh at her when in response she simply sat in her seat, mouth unmoving, and started staring holes into the blackboard. Embarrassing, though not as embarrassing as the fact that you were doing exactly the same, not getting half the time she did. Spacing out, you learn from such days mean getting in trouble, and trouble seems to find Annie a lot growing up. Despite it all, Annie was important to you. Not just as measly distraction from the work you hated doing and the people you had to pretend to be nice to, but as an equal in the life you hated living so much sometimes. That's exactly how it feels all this time, isn't it? I couldn't word it better. I wouldn't have probably be able to figure out what's the word for this whole thing. Everything you are going through, Annie will be by your side, waiting for the storm to pass. Annie was your girlfriend, you reminded yourself. Yet you couldn't recognize the person in the car sitting next to you, staring blankly out the window. It's still Annie, and he's still there. Let's remove this stake in our chest, right? Alright? And perhaps we can rebuild ourselves, Change for the better again. To a brighter and more innocent time. He had always wondered what it was that she was thinking about. You're not sure you really want to know. Behind Annie there would always be a shadow lurking in the vague shape of a man that she was one counted as trusted adult. One who knew way too much but spoke so little that actually mattered. It was already September, yet the weather was in Esther's favor. It was as clear and comfortably warm as a regular day in spring. It is her birthday, a joyous occasion usually. While the presence of turning 14 and all of its coming challenge seems to be something worth celebrating for you, you hope it will turn out better for your sister than you. Esther was playing somewhere in the garden with Annie while the food was getting ready, catching frogs or the like. You could hear them both giggle from a few yards away. Even though Esther presented herself more on the mature side, at her heart she was still just a kid. Annie was good with kids, less with adults, as she often proclaimed they were difficult to understand. Always something, hidden meanings and bad intentions. Children wear their emotions on their sleeve, telling you exactly how they feel at this very moment, be it with their words, action, or expressions. He didn't completely agree, quite the contrary, he didn't understand Esther at all. It was impossible for you too. She and her good grades, great friends, and even better relationship with your parents. You're just hanging there. She was your sister, for that you loved her, and yet the distance between you two felt insurmountable. You'd rather have Annie amuse her than be left with you. Both of you wouldn't have fun anyway that way. Your parents and some others were gathered around the grill, some waiting for the food to be ready inside the house. There were a lot of people from church, close friends from your father, faces you've never seen before. More adults than children, leading you to question who this party was really for. Ignorant to all bustling joy around you, you sat on one of the benches where everyone would soon gather to enjoy their meal, staring at the half-assed cart your parents made you ride. You tried to sound as sincere as possible, with the little things you really had to say that were appropriate for her to hear. You already bought those books you wanted. Why did you have to write a cart you'll dispose of in a few years, if not the very day anyway? It's the meaning behind it, you know? You get so preoccupied with wondering when you can slip back inside that you don't even notice the person coming up to you. Walter? Is that you? Hello, Oliver. You look to your left, there he was. Oh, hello. It was Fuck off. I think it was Walter at least. It was Daniel and his dad. He sat down next to you on the bench, eager to hear from you. What are you sitting here alone for? Don't you want to join me and your parents? Not really, I'd rather wait till food's ready. Am I right to think you much rather just be in your room about now? And his dad was rather nice. There wasn't a reason to be intimidated by him. There's a lot of reason to be intimidated by him. It's not nice. It's just full of facade? Yeah, that's the word. Say something. As often where Annie would be, he was too. You get used to him quickly. It felt less like talking to an adult and more to someone fresh out of college. He understands you more than your own dad did. He doesn't. Yeah, it's kinda boring, but I can go. That will scold me later. It'd be a shame. You haven't worn your nice dress shirt. Are those suit pants I see? Yeah, I was going to go in something else, but Mom got upset and told me to change. Maybe later you and Annie can just grab your plates and go to the living room. I don't think my dad would think that's very polite. We are eating in company and all. We gotta say our prayers. Well, if you were to suddenly disappear, I wouldn't tell anyone. You have any amusement. Thanks. Then I continued asking about you about school, home life, and the like. If it were anyone else, you'd be bored out of your mind about now, lying your ass off any other sentence. It was different with him. He was the only honest adult you know, in the way you agreed with him. Yeah. He's so full of facade. You didn't even notice, huh? He's just a good person. He never was a good person. He never was and never will. The other were always acting like they knew what's best for you, watching and judging your every step. He just listened. If you said something stupid, he mocked you. If you said something funny, he laughed. It was as simple as it was relieving. So when any father gets serious, it usually meant nothing good. You know, Annie is scared I'll be mad at her for having a boyfriend. A cold shiver ran down your spine. He wasn't asking, there wasn't a question in his voice. You wanted to say what or huh, but what comes out was more like, what? Okay, I didn't expect that. What? You wanted to sing the grunt for something so stupid. Oddly enough, it was embarrassing to come off like a fool in front of him. He went on talking like he didn't hear you. Not sure where she got that idea from, I just wish she'd tell me if she did. And he was very serious about not telling her that about your relationship. He never answered why, but it was her decision to make, not yours. I don't know anything, she didn't tell me anything. You can tell me, I'm fine with it. What may or may not have been questioned was now a demand, a confirmation of what he very well already knew. You gulped, fidgeting your fingers. Don't tell him, please. He looked over your head to the grill and all the people surrounding it. They were oblivious to your conversation. All this flashback, and then knowing the future of what happened is just like seeing like something inevitable that you cannot change. Your knuckle cracked along the side of fire in the grill. Ah, you and that brown kid sure get along, huh? Suddenly time stands still. What? Walter, was it? Annie always tells me you're inseparable, that she can get a second loan with you. You flinch, one of his hands lays itself on yours. Excuse me, can you get away? I don't think I need to lecture you about that kind of thing, do I? He stares down at your hands. For a second you think maybe Daniel can see it. Chance you... That nasty habit, that gnawing shame. Yeah, Oliver... Okay, I'm just gonna tell my theory right now. Like, I feel like there's enough confirmation for me to say it. I've said it before that I have suspicion of who Oliver lover is. I wouldn't say who it is right now, but I'm pretty sure Oliver is rather gay. Yeah, me and Annie are dating. You choke the words out, glop of thick tar spilling out your throat. I think for some time now. He looked back over his shoulder at you and smiled. Not a relief, albeit concerned, smile of father, but a content smile of somebody who convinced someone to say something against his will. It was, truth to be told, a little bit unnerving. Puppy love you, sir. But then the smile vanished and his expression turned serious. I've nothing to be worried about with the son of our pastor, do I? You thought about answering but didn't. No son will leave your mouth even if you had one. Oh. The fucking dad is so... The fucking dad is well written as a horrible character. I'm gonna say that. The way that he touches Oliver's tie and the subtle manipulation here and there. Like using his knowledge of like, Oliver being probably gay right now. Highly probably gay. To like, both like tease him and also threaten him in the same whole sentence is crazy. Whole situation. Maybe it wasn't even an actual question, more just so another suggestion. Still, you nodded, the motion as stiff as your shoulders. But he just laughed. You wouldn't be laughing with crowbars in your face, huh? Look at your face, I'm kidding. You chuckled nervously along with the man, squeezing your trembling hand into fist to make them stop. Ha! Good one. He laughs it off, offers you beer. You gulp it down, hoping it will take the edge off. The rest of the barbecue goes by as slow as the sun sets in summer. The grill sizzled, food was to put on expensive plates, people were laughing, telling stories. Eventually Annie and Esther joined, sitting adjacent to you and her father. They were still giggling, Esther nice new shoes plastered with dirt and Annie with a wide smile on her face. It looked nothing like her dad. It was hard to enjoy the evening with an iron grip on your fork. With another 2 beers washed down your system, your scrawny figure wobbled your way back into your bed, hours before the party in your backyard laid itself to rest. You had hoped to forget about it next day with no luck. The following months you were on edge, wondering when something would happen, when it would catch up to you. And just when you had thought that everything was over, that he must have forgot, or maybe he was joking, there she was crying at your doorstep. Serving as constant reminder of what he had hovering over you. The drive up to the cliff goes by without anyone muttering so much as a word. There was nothing left to say. Once you notice a familiar pathway, you pull over and both of you step out of the car. Ah, what a beautiful moon. Interesting cliff. You scour the area, taking the view in the view and the sound of the ocean down below. You've forgotten how calm it is here. Isn't it calm, dude? Only a few miles away from the thicket where Sandy Father let out his last screams. You have an intimate knowledge of this place. It quickly became yours and Walter's favorite spot during the summer. The trees that rings this clear where their late summer leaves in stride, brownish greens hiding the starting to yellow and wilt. You look over to Annie, joining you in a moment of solace. The reminiscence of the poorly disguised bruises that ring her neck. It's so nice here. Why do you never bring me here? It really was the one place you could be yourself. With Walter, huh? No, never crossed my mind. And now that too was solid. Oh. It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair what happened to her. It wasn't fair that you had to make up for it for what he did. It isn't fair at all. Nothing is fair here. I'm sorry. How dare you have to place to call your own, while she was sitting alone, plagued in her own home by a stranger that disguised himself as family. Nothing about this was fair. We could have had picnic or the like. Well, I'm sorry. Do you wanna catch up on it now or what? You're so mean. When did you start forgetting about me? I never forgot you. We talked about this. Annie, he loves you, but not in a romantic way. When you both realize it probably works for the best, you know. You both do love each other, but in the romantic way, probably not, right? It felt like a poor joke to talk about this now, and his bloody face kept appearing in front of your eyes. There were still specks of red on her top, forever staining the soft white satin. Everything about this feels wrong. I didn't even know when you talked to me back then if you were just going to ignore me later. Don't you know how shitty that feels? That's not what happened. I didn't ignore you. I sat next to you. I hung out with you. At lunch, during my break, after school. I did everything with you. What more do you want from me? Yeah, right. You did boost your ego, hang out with a girl that no one talks to. Oh, come on, don't sour the memory. I'm not. I just want to know why you did it, that's all. Annie. I feel like Annie... The way Annie is asking this, Annie, like... After, like, all those things happen, this question is much more deeper than what it seems. It's more like... Now that I am much more free from him, that monster, I am more capable of thinking for myself right now. What has been the meaning of my whole life? Has it been real? Has all relations been true? Am I worth something? That's how I feel. Sorry. Well, I did feel a little bad. I know it, asshole. How am I the asshole for telling you? I didn't need your pity. I was fine. You're not any. It's okay. You kind of did though, you beam at me. I'll have beam at anyone. Well, no one but me did talk to you, so I'm sorry you ended up with me out of all people. The memory tasted bitter in your mouth. You tried so hard to find anything good about this situation, but there was nothing. Hey! Bonding time, no? And he seems more bothered about this than about having just murdered someone. You couldn't wrap your mind around it. I just thought we were kind of similar, that's why. Yeah, right. It's true. Don't act like you weren't popular. Walter hung out with you of all people. I don't know about that. Can you just accept I like you? Annie bit her lip, no further response coming out of her mouth. It seems you finally pushed her into a corner. I miss how it used to be. I'm not 14 anymore, Oliver. I wasn't. That's not what I mean. Then what is it? It was just easier back then. Or you maybe. Indeed. But Oliver didn't mean to say that. It was more like, oh, how if only the reality is just like the happy times we went through, and not this whole thing going on, and you suffering, and you too are suffering. You don't want to think about what Annie was implicating. It was always something with her. No words were ever pure. The real meaning hiding behind a facade of cynicism. It became so hard to just have a conversation with her. Yeah, because something did happen to her, you know? Be honest with me for once. Why did you stop hugging me? I thought I was doing what's best for us. If he saw you with me again, he would have snotted, isn't it? You didn't do that for me, you did it for yourself because you were scared. At least that's not the only reason. You also think about that. Well, congratulations, I was living with him. What about me? Why don't I get to be scared? Why don't I get to run away from my problems? Let's just drop it. I don't want to hurt you. You never want to do anything. You stop even before he find out. Did I get boring and said it? Annie, please, I can do this right now. Oh, he actually figured out. You still don't know about that, do you? Was it because you saw my house, my room, and thought, oh, she's so miserable, I can help myself? This is not the time for this. Then when is? I don't know. When we are not disposing of your dad's corpse? The music. Of course, I'm sorry, I'll never burden you with the task of thinking about your actions ever again. Don't be so condescending, even other sane person will be losing their fucking mind in this situation. I'm not saying that you aren't, but... Will you just help me get him out of there now? You bite your tongue. How come she needs your help now? She managed just by dragging him to there the first time around, her words. She did, but... You know, we've got this far. She needs our support. Regret pulled in your stomach. You never should have picked up the phone. You should have just stayed home like always. As you were busy drowning in your self-pity, Annie was one step ahead of you and slid back in the driver's seat, driving the car toward the cliff edge, stopping just before it plummeted down to the ocean. She walked back towards you, opened the trunk without another word, and turns her head. There was no need to discuss what to do next. Annie and you both lifted him up from the trunk. It took considerable effort, even with the both of you. His limbs were heavy and his skin cold to touch. Your emotions became robotic, merely following the task at hand. As you tried to position him, his head kept lolling back and forth akin to that of a puppet. A broken puppet. I love that. It was revolting. You couldn't bear to look into his face. He didn't resemble any human anymore. He never was. Once you put him in place and made sure no other evidence was left, both of you aligned behind the car to give it a final push. One good shove, followed by a split second of silence. And with that, the deed was done. It was so easy, so quick, scaringly so. No more screaming, no more crying, no nothing. It wasn't premeditated and there was no spectacle. Just you and Annie standing at the cliffside waiting for something to happen. You looked down the car slowly, thinking, and began to shake. The gravity of the situation suddenly becomes as clear as the rippling tides down below. What if there's a witness? You killed a person. A despicable, disgusting person, but a person nonetheless. Yeah, that's true. For you, Oliver. Take your time thinking about it. Recall the few times you visited Annie's home and made idle chatter with him. The day he rose from the bench, he sat and shot you a 2D grin as you went back to join the adults' chatter. Lying through his teeth, and he said he was happy for her. He was never meant to find out. If he didn't, would all of this still have happened? It was weighing heavy on you, yet you couldn't bring yourself to admit it. There was no use for heartfelt conversation anymore. Some things are best left unsaid. It was already way too late. You glance over to Annie to judge her reaction. Nothing, her face a blank slate. I won't pretend to be sad over it. He deserved every bit of it. I even wish he suffered more. Me too. Despite her words, there were tears in the corner of her eyes, whether it was from shock or guilt, maybe both of them. But she could no longer hide the deeply rooted resentment blubbering out of her. I keep thinking about what he said. Huh? In the trunk before I hit him. Do you still think I threatened him? No. I do believe you, Annie. Everything you say. You know, he never actually found out about us. Yeah, oh no, about that. I mean, he did, but not the way I said he did. I told him myself later. It felt as if this huge burden has been lifted from my shoulders, but it didn't really matter. I think he knew already. Because he wasn't really mad, he wasn't really anything, he didn't even say anything. Just made some sound as if he didn't care. And then he stopped looking at me entirely, like I'd done something really bad. It takes a moment for Annie's word to register in your brain. You stare at the ocean tides gently rippling under wind, replaying her voice in your head like a broken record, to make sure you didn't mishear. But Annie spoke her truth calmly and confidently, as if those were her last words, like she had nothing left to lose. Maybe she really doesn't, and that's what caused her sudden spurt of honesty. Then why did you lie to me? Anyway, it's the second weighing her words carefully. I wanted to see what you do, if you pay attention to me again. You should have been surprised, but somehow you really were. Only hurt. Not at the fact that Annie lied, she did so all the time, more so that she felt the need to do over such a grave event to get your attention. Yeah. Annie. It was something you've been losing your mind over for the past months, only for it to turn out to be nothing more than a test. All the fear Annie put in your head suddenly dissipated and left nothing more than a bitter taste in your mouth. You didn't understand, you didn't want to, you just wanted to go home and pretend like none of this ever happened. And look at you waiting for a reaction that will never come. She must have been expecting something. A confession, an apology, your honest thoughts. You didn't have anything to say to her. But this is not a convention chamber or whatever the word is. I couldn't tell you what was happening, so I lied. I thought maybe you understand, and then I wouldn't be alone anymore, or something stupid like that. It was dumb. I shouldn't have expected anything. She looks over to you, meeting your eyes. Your throat runs dry, your brain scoring for anything comforting to say. With every word Annie said, you wanted to further disappear into the ground. Her words clung to your heart like a heavy blanket, slowly suffocating you. You can muster up the courage to hug her again. Your body feels tired, rank, as if you were the one being dragged down in the water. I'm sorry I didn't notice sooner. Annie didn't look like she believed you. She looked hurt, angry, or disappointed. All three at once, maybe. You're disappointed at the world, aren't you, Annie? Didn't matter if you meant it or not, after this everything would go to shit anyway. Eventually the police will find his body and figure out what had happened, despite everything Annie said to assure you feel sick to your stomach. Or she's right and they believe the words of a misfit 17 years old girl with a record of 1,000 class absence and fat. Yeah, right. Hey Annie, what do you say we go home? Huh? And then what? We can hide out in place, let it blow over. You know the word sounds like bullshit the moment you say them. No. I don't want to. You never plan to go back after this, did you? Where will she go? Home? To an empty home that doesn't want her? To this place of memories? Horrible memories? Will that be so bad? I never agreed to that. I don't want to go back, Ollie. Don't make me go back. This has no future, Annie. This is just another one of your crazy antics. There is no future here as well. You both know that well. You both are constrained in this place, chain. Maybe Annie could go now. You, Oliver, I don't know. But I think it would be better for you to go somewhere. You don't need to go to the same place. You could find the steps in your life again. This isn't an antic, I'm serious. As serious as you were about breaking into the mall at night, or poisoning the math teacher. Or maybe the time when you showed up unannounced at my house with your bags in the morning, me and my family were going on vacation. You don't get it. I don't have a future anywhere. What would I even do if I went back home? If mom didn't throw me out? If we just went back to school like nothing happened while cops are at my house day and night? Then you have no one but yourself to blame. Oh my god, you're so high and mighty, aren't you? What do you even have to return to? Your sister will be fine without you. There's say even better with less whisper and her classmates. And whose fault is that? I didn't think it spread so fast. Even now you can even apologize for it. You're not sorry, you never were. If I didn't see you, someone else will have at one point. What? See you, someone else will have. Okay, someone else will have something. It seems like you wanted everyone to know. You wanted to be gentle with her, not let it escalate, but one look good at Annie and everything became clear. Her eyes are cold and hostile, waiting for your next move. To hell with not reacting. She wants to fight? A fight you'll give her. Don't fight. Are you fucking kidding me? You ruined my life. Ever since I met you, everything has gone to shit. Oh please, you would have long killed yourself earning it for me. Alright, Ollie, you don't... Wait, was that Annie? Yeah, no. That was Oliver. Don't eat if you don't want to eat. You don't have to leave your room, don't eat if you don't want to. Let's skip school together. What kind of bullshit are you on? Were you trying to make me worse? I didn't make you anything, you're always like this. Always lethargic and pessimistic and a fucking bore to be around. If I was so awful, why didn't you just leave me to hell alone? Because you both are... similar. Like you said before. Like, in this town... probably you both can understand each other better than other. You needed me just as much as I needed you. Only that I was the only one who actually cared. Of course I care. If I didn't, I would have left you ages ago. But I shall never put up with your obsessive lying ass in the first place. You say that as if you haven't been lying to my face for months. What else should I have done? You'll have a mental one had I broken up with you. I was looking out for you. Yeah, right. You never gave a shit about me. Oliver, come on. That's not true. You know that's not true. You should have broken up with her at that moment, so. You turned into a pathetic version of Walter. You followed him around like a lapdog, doing everything he wanted. Oh please, you couldn't go 2 steps without me. I could barely take a piece without having you stick to my leg. Come on. If I even so much as told you that I hung out with someone, you start panicking. Apparently I had every reason to. For fuck's sake, I just wanted to spend time with someone else. You can take care of yourself. I always had been there for you. Oops, sorry. Suddenly I don't feel really well. So, okay, let's go initially. No shit, I got sick of it. Everyone would. I gave you space. Every time you said you were busy. You think I'm fucking stupid? Of course I knew you're lying. I'm so sick of being your cover-up. All of it so you could get daddy's approval. How's that going for you? I just hope it was worth it. I hope Walter's a great kisser and I hope everyone in her family remembers it. It is Walter. God damn it. I was already suspecting it. Like the whole time. Your lover. You are? The suddenness of a comment caused you to drop your facade and all the suppressed anger came to a boiling point and it exploded. Yeah, you know what? Just... both of you let your anger over, I guess. You took a step towards her, pushing her back further towards the cliff edge. Annie flinched, she didn't back down. Do you know what you did to me? I couldn't even leave my room the last month. I was fucking beat up. His friend followed me around and then beat the shit out of me. Asked me if I like it. My father once threw me on the street and Esther can't look at me anymore. All because you got so fucking jealous as soon as I found someone I actually like. You didn't like him. You sure about it? He just didn't want to be around me anymore. Actually, you know what? I cannot tell if you actually like him or not, Oliver. Really, really love him romantically? I'm not really sure about that. Could be this as well. Like, this is an interesting questions to know. You could never really know. You ditched me time and time again for someone who ended up backstabbing you. You're the one who backstabbed me, outed me to the whole school, and then forcing me to murder someone with you. Are you even listening to yourself? It's not just my fault. Don't you try to pin this on me? You didn't tell me shit. How was I supposed to know what he was doing? Oliver, come on. Don't. I tried to tell you, and you were just staring at me like I was a freak. I felt so weird and disgusting, and you pushed me away. You made me feel like I was crazy, like it wasn't real. That's because you are fucking crazy. I don't know when to believe you anymore. I'm not crazy. Don't call me crazy. That's what they're gonna call you in court. If you act like you do now, you might as well plead for insanity. And you definitely end up in court because you splattered his brain all over the trunk. When you find him, they're gonna know it was an accident. That was the final nail in the coffin. They probably wouldn't know until years later. Years to come. You're all chill. And as been reduced to a sobbing mass slumped down at the edge of the cliff, her wails echo through the forest. You can just cry every time you run out of arguments. Oliver, come on. Stop. You're losing your voice whilst Annie loses her mind. Yelling at Annie didn't make you feel any better. Yeah. In fact, now you both feel like shit. Yeah. Maybe that what you hope would happen. You couldn't be happy. Why should she? And what you hate the most is that she was right. No one would miss you. Esther will for a while, but then they all forget. Your fingers stuck into your sleeve. You wanted to slide your hand under it and scratch your skin raw. Let the scars open up to only heal a new twice the size. Maybe you could dull the pain away just like usual. Make yourself bleed and let Annie lick your wounds. Yeah, you both you both clearly not really fitting for a romantic couple, but you don't know about it. You don't know that you can just live together as friends, I guess, as not lovers, and it just pains you both. Like, you want distance from each other as well at the same time. Your hand barely grazed any shoulder for her to almost instantly recover from her touch. And you responded in a voice so cold it forced you to roar. Don't touch me! Sort. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you, of all people, to speak to me like that. You don't get to fucking yell at me. If I wanted to be with someone who yells at me, I climb back into my dad's car. Andy. I suffered for years at his hands, and what you're hung up about is the guy who ditched you. Get a fucking grip. You both are in pain, just... It's okay to cry, just cry right now. Everything is always about you. I was always there when you needed help, always. And as soon as I ask anything of you, I'm a bother. I'm clingy and needy and annoying and all the other things Walter said about me. I hate him as much as he hates me. He can say whatever the hell he wants about me, but you're my boyfriend. You're supposed to be on my side, not his. You're happy and laughing and smiling with him. Why don't I get that? Why can't you be happy with me? But guess what? I bet you feel really stupid right now. For a moment you truly believe Annie would come up to beat the shit out of you. No. You have probably deserved it. If he loves you so much, why don't you try calling him for help? That'll work out great, just like last time. She wiped her tears and stood up, wobbling her way back into the forest, never so much as shooting you a glance. If you want to go home, go ahead. I don't need you. You look back after her, the words escaping you. You shook at Annie's innuendo. It felt so unfair for her to talk about as if it were a cruel joke, an unplanned inconvenience. The emptiness in your chest continues to grow, rising up to your head and clouding any possible thought. It felt like a bad dream. Annie wasn't like this. She wouldn't say such things. Walter was always right. You should have just broken up with her. That would have spared you both a world of pain. Would it have been? I mean, I guess they broke apart, but then would you both still know each other and help each other? You probably more than her, but what's it matter now? If we were here now, you know exactly what he's saying. You can either guess in the TV screen playing a movie. It was once one you were happy Walter agreed to watch for once. But there wasn't too much attention to be paid as Walter continued to talk to you, only then to ask what just happened on screen. What's the point of being her boyfriend when all you're doing is avoiding her anyway? I'm not avoiding her, we just need them to be apart. Did she do something gay? No, nothing of that, her just... He creeps me out. What's her that got to do with this? Did she show up at your house like he did at school or what? No, whatever, forget it. It's not whatever, when will you break up with her? For someone who had previously told you that he hates the way that everything revolves around Annie, he sure liked talking about her. Only when he brought it up, of course. It's not that easy. She got enough problems already, I can do that to her. You talk about her as if she's your pet. Might be good for her to be with someone who actually cares too. I do care. If you did, you'd be at her place, not mine. So what if I don't? You'll find someone else? Maybe I should. I'm sick of her sticking around everywhere. Good luck with that. You're gonna walk up to one of the guys in church and ask them to be your boyfriend. Don't get cocky. What's it to you anyway? Nothing will change other than us being awkward. I don't want that. Have you never noticed how awful she is to be around? I can stand her constant whining and complaining. It rubs off on you. Okay, well, you're like her scapegoat. Something happens and it's because you weren't there or whatever bullshit she comes up with. You're just saying that because you don't like her. She doesn't like me, there's a difference. Well, I'm flattered you care about me that much, but I'm fine. It's all working out. Whatever, do what you want. If she ever goes crazy on you cause she find out, just know I told you so. The movie is all gunshots and explosion. Walter watches it blandly unimpressed. You wonder why he even agreed to watch it if he's this bored. The offer we can watch something else hangs off the tip of your tongue. Annie wasn't always enthusiastic, but at least she made some sort of suggestion for an indoor activity. Watching a movie, playing board games with Aster, prank calling the pizza guy. Walter rarely knew what she wanted to do, like the effort of thinking something was too bothersome. Whatever you want to do is only fun once or twice, then it gets exhausting to be the one deciding all the time. And if you didn't decide anything, there was only one other natural outcome of what would happen that night. There was little ground for you to complain, however, as it was entirely you are doing to go out of Annie's way, just as Walter had said. If you are honest, you actually don't know what sort of movies he likes anyway. Sometimes he seems more of a concept than a real person. Us doing what was expected of him exactly the right way. Walter. Walter? Nothing. Walter's side shifted, cursing as he tried to find a comfortable position with your head digging into his shoulder. Maybe it was better not to mention anything. If you're going to keep it for yourself and be all up in your head about it, just spit it out now. It doesn't matter. Is it about Annie? No. An exhausted groan came from Walter. Are you my girlfriend or what? Just tell me. Like, if I did break up with Annie, would you wanna? I don't know. Will it change anything for you? Why do you have to make it so complicated? Isn't it good the way it is? Don't get it all up your head because of what I said, man. I don't care if you're together with her, it doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying you need some kind of hobby, preferably one far away from her. Whatever happened to the guitar? It was dumb, nothing serious. No, Oliver, you should have tried it. Really, I kinda like it. Doesn't matter now. Walter said inwardly, he knows when it was best not to pray, as you know it was best to let the matter rest. He uncomfortably shifted under you, something waiting on his mind. You haven't told anyone though, right? No, I don't want to get my teeth kicked in. No, Walter, your secret is safe. Good. Hey, look at me. It always started this way. The movie didn't matter, it was just a means to an end. But it was fine. The TV was distracting, though you know the reason it had to be kept on so you didn't argue. Sometimes in between the credits start to roll, a song played. Oh, yeah, okay. You don't know how the movie ends. Walter didn't care for it, but you would have liked to know. Oh god, this is much more complicated than I thought it would be. I thought like your relationship and Walter would be just a simple gay relationship, but no. This is your feeling with Walter question mark, and then how Walter feels question mark. Everything is just like full of confusion. Like everything is just lost in limbo in this town. Is this Silent Hill? Alas, it is only a rental. You'll have to return it tomorrow. Oh well. Walter liked it and you like Walter, so that man in return you like it too. Is that how it really is? Throughout this whole experience, I did suspect like what do you call it? I did suspect that what do you call it? Oliver to be maybe queer, gay. I'm using the word gay for like symbolism of like queerness, but I didn't really know what is it? Like, whatever. Fuck, I forget the fucking term for it. But like Oliver's words back then and now, it just makes me suspecting that Oliver, you might be on the ROA spectrum, aren't you? You're either aromantic or maybe asexual. I'm not really sure, or both. Interesting. Saying it made you feel great may be too strong a word. Nicest to play it for what is good is meaningless. Like, no, I didn't. I love you, but I don't really like doing this, you know? I get a sense of feeling there. Good is what you call a quick meal or a warm shower. Still lying next to Walter, his ribcage moved along with the rhythm of his breath. You keep turning the thought over in your head. Wanted. Then again, I knew had wanted to. Met Ninius once or twice. If she had pushed more, perhaps she would have gotten her will. Then you wondered, what will Walter say if next time you didn't want to? Oh, see? And after you figure out an answer in your mind, you realize that you didn't want to find out. The last time you saw Walter was in an empty parking lot late at night. It was a strange place to meet up. You assumed he didn't want to be publicly seen with you anymore. You tried to talk to him, explain yourself, how it will all blow over soon. He stopped talking to you soon after. But this day he asked you to meet him. As soon as you saw the notification, you stormed out of your house. The air was cold and damp. There was no sight, a single soul around, only the light of the street lamps giving you a little comfort in the dead of the night. You think about texting Walter, asking where he is, what is taking him so long. Finally, you could hear footsteps approaching. Only that it was more than one. Fuck, murmured there. It felt as though your blood was cold. You could feel eyes glaring at you, daring you to look back. Hey Oliver, you waiting for us? Your entire body shook, cold sweat running down your skin. You should have known. Walter, what did you do? Next thing you know is a fist in your face. There must have been 4, maybe 5 of them. It was too dark and they were too fast. One of them gripped your arms and forced you back. Someone forced their knee into your stomach. Hands grab you from all sides to hold you down. Your breath comes fast. The crowd roars in your ears as your head spins. Go get a backpack. Footsteps scramble to obey. You hear a zipper unzip, the clanking of a bottle. Wait, what do you want with that? Familiar voice rings in your ear, remitted by a faint feeling of hope. Walter was here too. But it didn't last long, the spark quickly snapped out by a dooming feeling of despair. Walter was here too. He had been all this time. Don't act so surprised, we're doing this for you, dude. I think we're going to get wasted. We will, after we are done here. Maybe you should go, what if he... Man, you're soft. We shared a locker room with this freak. It's fucking disgusting. You really throw Oliver under the bus, Walter? I know the feeling. I know the feeling that you want to hide it from everyone, that you're also doing it. On purpose. That you're actually... gay. But... there will be consequences. I don't know. Guilt? Do you feel guilt, Walter? Do you feel it? Just stay where you are. He leans far over you, his friends are laughing with mirth. You feel your heart hammer in your chest in fear. Someone roughly grabs your arm, shoving the sleeve up your shoulder, and you close your eyes in pain. You know you should have fought against it, you should have yelled and kicked and screamed. You also know there was no point to any of it. Oh! You've made your bed, now you must lie in it. The bandage gets ripped from your half-healed wound and a drop of red runs down your arm. Ouch, arm. For just a second you wonder how he knows, but the answer is standing beside him. You can only imagine what he's saying. Hey, do you know how to spell vodka? The smell of alcohol perforates in your nose. Or is that too hard for you? He lifts the bottle over your arm, slowly but surely tilting it down. You could hear them laughing. It's all bright and terrifying. And they are laughing. They scream so loud your throat feels on fire, it echoes through the parking lot. Not a single person of help is there to hear it. If only there's the hero. If only the hero from stories or reels. The memory creep out your spine, sending shiver down its way. You barely manage to shake it off, swelling down the lump in your throat. You didn't want to think about this now of all times. They look past the cliff edge towards the horizon and the never-ending ocean with only one thought floating in your mind. Of course you won't do it. Who are you if not a coward? You're not a coward, Oliver. Okay? It's fine to feel fear. We can go through this. We can leave. Alright? Any other words left for you, she simply keep walking. You turn around like a dog with his tail between his legs. You followed after any crowbar in hand. There was nothing else to do. You don't dare speak a word for the first hour. Annie doesn't dare to look behind yourself, but she knows you're there. The sun stretched thickly, and this time no amount of small talk can rescue you. After a few minutes, you already thought of abandoning the stupid crowbar. You probably should. The rusty iron felt clammy in your hand, and the blood on it slowly started sticking to your palm. It felt disgusting to have this blood smeared in your hands. Throw it to the ocean! But you couldn't leave it. What will you do if Annie got caught? I don't know. Bring it around to spread the evidence more? Maybe then you finally have some resolve. Aimlessly you wander through an endless stretch of trees for miles on end, and is substable and are replaced by occasional huffs of discomfort or yelps of pain as she gets cuffed on yet not revenge Annie. You hear the gentle trickling of water before you slip through another lines of trees and see a little stream winding through the woods. This is a good place to throw it. Your legs carry you into the clearing with unconscious instruction, insulating you from hopelessness of your situation for a time. Suddenly Annie stops on the track, causing you to bump into her. Are you okay? I'm fine. You're bleeding. It's a scratch, it's fine. It's not. You need to get, taken care of. Bandage, maybe? Do you even know where you're going? What is it to you? I told you to leave me alone. You better dig your own grave right here and now, then admit the truth to Annie. I don't know where to go, it's dark. I don't want you to wander alone either. Annie distantly looked up in the sky as if she didn't even hear you. You have no idea what was going on in her head. The whole night you didn't, but right now more so than ever. How was she suddenly so calm? She should yell at you, scream and rip your hair out. What should we do in this situation? We already left all our worst behind, all the problem behind. What else next? The future is blank. Instead, she passively sunk her head and started to sink down onto the forest flooring, staring through a bright spot in the foliage above. You'll kneel down to her in an attempt to help her out, but she shakes you off. What's wrong? Will you not get up? Annie shook her head. We can sleep here. I don't care what you'll do. I just want to lie down. Go home, I'm saying. Indecisively stared at Annie. You're dehydrated, your stomach was eating itself up, and you could pass out from how tired you were. How the hell were you supposed to know anything anymore? At this point, you might as well lie down with her. You wanna know something? You're not. And what is it, Annie? Sometimes I think about going out into the woods like this to lie in the grass and moving. Understandable. I understand that feeling. I went and see if anyone would come to look for me, but no one will. The birds will pick out my eyes, the insects will now admit till I'm unrecognizable. I'll let the maggots crawl into my wounds, lay their eggs in my body and devour me until there's nothing left of me. That hurts, you know. I prefer thinking about that over opening the door and facing him. I prefer it over going back home with you to all those terrible people and their happy little picket fence houses. Where everybody pretends we are all happy and nothing bad ever happens. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This whole town, this school, this church. Wrong. You're just like them. I'm never going back there. There's nothing left for me. Annie, you don't have to worry that anymore. He's dead. Yet, this town doesn't even know this all happening, you know? It just feels uncomfortable being here. She shakes her head. He's dead and I'm still the same. He will never feel anything again and I will feel like this forever. I cannot say that you will ever get rid of the feeling or trauma, but Annie, the future lies ahead, okay? It's so unfair, I don't know what to do. We can flee town, get a new car for some cash. No one gives a shit about us anyway, they'll stop looking for us after some time. Why should I bother? You think I'm a freak? You'll leave me behind eventually, you did it before. I don't know any. At least you get out of this town first. That's what you should probably thinking. You're always with me out of convenience. That's not true. I don't think you're a freak either. Then why do you look at me as if I'm the bad one? You have no idea how it feels to be under his thumb. Don't tell me. Oh really? I don't want to make you uncomfortable. I don't want to ruin the mood. If she had enough spite in her to mock you, surely she can't be feeling that bad. What even was that point? It was like talking to a brick wall, anything you suggested will fall into deaf ears. What are you accusing me of, Annie? You have everything you wanted. Your little runaway fantasy is finally taking shape. And if I finally sat up straight, meeting your eyes, she didn't even want this in the first place, you know? She didn't want all of this to happen in the first place. I have nothing. Not even my dad. All he ever did was lie to me. What do you want me to do? All I do is apologize. I've been for hours. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What more do you want from me? Tell me. Nothing. I don't want anything from you anymore. God, why are you like this? You have some nerve to ask me that. Why don't you just go back home and wallow in your misery? It's what you're best at. And I was scolding you and you felt small, like a little kid who didn't know any better. You were trying to provoke me, it's not working. It worked just fine before. Why don't you yell at me some more? I'm sure you'll feel better then. And he was visibly annoyed with the lack of anger in you. She grits her teeth and moved in. What's wrong? You can dish out but don't take it. Any words don't make you angry, furious, or anything like. You don't sound like yourself back at the cliff when you said all the terrible things to her. You didn't feel like yourself when you were with her. You hadn't felt like anything in a good while. Already you asked why I stopped being around you. Yeah, and? You make me feel like shit, Annie. Yeah. I do, huh? I make everyone feel bad. See, you're always implying. Implying what? That I made you say those things? I made you abandon me? You didn't respond to her question. There's no point in it. You thought I would just like wave your hand and like this way of talking? You don't give a crap about what happened to me, do you? I wouldn't be surprised if you riled yourself up on the thought of me suffering as much as you did. With the drops of pain and emphasis change, it was surprising that she still had the capability to feel bad, apparently. Feel bad. Is that what you really think of me? You shrug, it didn't really matter anymore. Since when we are ever honest to each other? And he laughed. It wasn't a guttural laugh, it was small, delicate, sound like a broken exhale. Oh no, small and delicate. I don't know how to do that. I keep trying to practice like laughing, but it's really hard. Like, I don't know. Oh my god. She holds a shaky hand in front of her mouth as if what he said made her want to throw up. You don't tell anymore if Annie was pretending to be hurt or if she genuinely was. You look at her, hold out and out of breath, and couldn't bring yourself to care about it. I never wanted to get you to get hurt, but I will not grovel on my knees for forgiveness like you have me do. Why can't we say sorry to each other? I stuck on my neck for you so many times, I answered your every call, and what do I get in return? You and Walter, of all people, making out like nothing ever happened. You have no idea what I went through every day with those assholes, and no one but my dad ever gave enough of shit to do anything. Those assholes? No. Not the teachers, not mom, not you. Walter could have always told the others to stop bullying me, he just didn't because he didn't give a shit. And you just stood by and watched it happen because, oh, Annie can handle it. I didn't do anything wrong, and now you think you can stand here and tell me how I ruined your life? How I don't care about you? You couldn't even bother to break up with me. That's why I showed everyone that stupid photo. Not because I was jealous, not because of sympathy revenge, but because of you. Because my dad was right, you don't care about me, you just don't love me. She does love you. Just not in the current way. You sink down yourselves and is smaller. And you say that you didn't know, not that I didn't tell you, but you never ever even cared to ask. Because if you had asked, then you had to do something about it, and God forbid you had to make a decision. And you know what? It serves you right. It's always about poor Oliver, always depressed and always acting like no one wants to help him. Nothing bad ever happens to you your entire life, and you bitch and moan about God knows what, about how unfair and meaningless it all is. Annie, that's not what happened, isn't it? You open your mouth ready to tell her to stop talking, to shut up, to calm herself or else. You couldn't do it this time. As the second passed, the vigor drained and the anger left her face, and something fell and pensive took its place. I just give you a reason to feel the way you do. Not everybody does hate you. You couldn't take it anymore, you were taking distance from Annie, gripping your jacket for comfort. And in her eyes, she studied your expression, you felt your stomach drops as a sudden mix of disgust and apprehension was spent on her face. Don't call me crazy and a bitch and tell me how much you hate me. And it's fine. Okay? You don't have to be like this. You don't have to be masking all of this anymore. Something inside burned deeper than you realized, something that lashed and lingered. Putting yourself second has never been your strong suit. It's unclear when it all started. The numbness did tingle in your fingers. The restlessness from either sleeping too much or not at all, the sport no matters where it killed the colors. Okay, I'm going to end the episode right here because it's been quite a while. Oh my god, this has been really, really interesting. I love it. Like I said, I really love this. All the subtle details, all the subtle details throughout the story, the expression, everything. The image, it's just amazing. Like, oh my god, it sent shiver down my spine reading this. Like, why? Indeed. A joyride to hell, indeed. So I guess that's all for episode 2. I hope you enjoy it. See you later then, in the next episode. Bye bye.